That night Dika was alone in his house. The clock struck 1:30 a.m. when he heard a soft knock on the front door. At first, he thought it was just the wind, but then the knock came again, this time louder. Dika hesitated to open the door. He peeked out through the window, but saw no one. Just as he was about to turn away, something caught his eye, a pale face of a woman, her black hollow eyes staring directly at him. Dika stepped back in fear. Suddenly, the knocking turned into footsteps inside the house. His breath quickened as he realized the back door was wide open, though he was sure he had locked it earlier. Dika grabbed his phone to call someone, but before he could press the button, a heavy breath was heard from behind him. He turned around in terror, only to see the woman standing right there, much closer than before, her face twisted into a terrifying grin. Dika screamed, but his voice was swallowed by the darkness that suddenly enveloped the entire house. The lights went out, and only a faint eerie laugh echoed in the corners of the room. Dika tried to feel his way through the darkness, searching for the light switch or his fallen phone. But something moved near him, a shadow darker than the darkness itself. His breath hitched as he saw the shadow crawl up the wall, slowly forming into the shape of a human. It became clearer, was the woman from before, but now she appeared more grotesque, her body melting and crawling toward him. Suddenly, screams echoed not from the outside, but inside his head. The sound was so piercing, it felt like his skull would explode. Dika tried to cover his ears, but the screams only grew louder. He felt his head was about to burst, while the woman grew closer, now opening her mouth wider than humanly possible, ready to devour him whole. Dika woke up, gasping for breath, lying on the living room floor. The sun had risen, shining through the curtains. The house was silent. There was no sign of the woman. However, as he stood up, still trembling, his eyes were drawn to the window. There, on the glass, were dark handprints, proof that what happened last night was no mere dream.